I've done some of the similar ROM modifications that I did to Trident. I've also done them to Hot Hand. I just booted this up and you can see that it's showing the last scores that were in the last game that was available. Some of the other things that I've done, during the track mode, I changed the track mode. The original track mode on Hot Hand isn't that bad, but I actually did something kind of neat with it. It's almost got like a dot matrix display, a very primitive one, in the center of the play field. So I kind of made some neat patterns with it. You can see when you start the game that only the first player lights for a one-player game. It's also free play. You see I have 0 credits and I'm able to add credits to it. One of the other things that I did is I added a version page. You can see that the software was last modified January 11th, 2009, and it's version 12. First and second player displays show the date, and the match display shows the current version of code that I have installed in the machine. And then your audits are just your normal audits. I also gave you the ability in the audits that you can flick the coin switch. Normally you have to hit the MPU reset switch. All of these, of course, these options that I've added are all switchable on and off with dip switches. One of the other things that I've added is it's kind of hard to get the entire matrix table lit. The ace is really hard to get, so I added an option that when you go in the left kick big, it'll actually spot an ace for you. Just to make the game a little easier. Usually I don't add modifications to make games easier, but this game it's really hard to get the full thing down, and I kind of made it fair. You can see it's lit for the hearts right now. If I get everything, get it on the other one. If I get all the other cards lit, now normally the way I have it written, it would spot the ace next. See how it spotted that one? Because there's no other cards on there. If you have all 4 of the cards lit, I don't allow you to spot the ace. So even though I go in there, and it's not spotting the ace. Like there's one ace left here, won't spot it. You have to actually earn it off of the draw targets. When the game's tilted, you can see that normally the flipper keeps rotating, but if you go into the kick big and then tilt, there's actually no way for the ball. Your game's over. There's no way to get the ball out of it. You'd have to start a new game. So I added the ability. It'll eject it automatically. I do that in Trident also. And during the attract mode, again, if you happen to get the ball in the kick big, it'll eject it. If it happens to go into one of these holes at the top, it'll actually start the large rotating flipper to eject it. Now here's a look at the new attract mode. You can see at the start of the third ball, it shows you the high score to date. That's a feature carried over from an MPU 200 game. I think it's kind of neat. The other feature that I wanted to add was the score blinking, but unfortunately I was unable to do that. That's actually rather difficult to implement because there aren't a lot of timers available. on these games naturally, so you have to kind of piggyback on top of another timer, but of course they're used for something else, so you can't. And that's kind of it as far as the changes. That there were less changes to this than I made on Trident. They're actually the same number of changes, but there aren't any real bugs on this machine like there were on Trident concerning the timing of certain things. Anybody wants a copy of the ROM, just send me an email, and I can send you a copy of the ROMs over. It requires two 2732s on your board instead of the two 2716s.